what you see on the report, the first thing you see are the duties that are within that program of study. Each duty is broken down into the task descriptions. You can also get this information from your NOCTI blueprint. The next column actually shows the number of items for each task description. In this case, for applying shop safety rules and ergonomics, there are 3 questions on the NOCTI test pertaining to that task description. The next column shows you the class average for the number the students in the class got correct out of those 3. As you continue further to the right, the columns actually show how each individual student scored in regards to that task description. So the first thing that I've done with my mining method is I've actually developed a little code that basically says I'm looking for class averages of 50%, and I'm going to put a check mark to identify those. I'm actually going to put a plus sign for items that are actually greater than 50%. I'm going to put a minus sign for things that are less than 50%. I'm actually going to look for a goal to get an A. I want my class averages to be greater than 80% for each one of those items. And I certainly want to celebrate that if any student gets everything right on the NOCTI, I want to flag those things with a star. So using this little code, the first step is to actually identify the total number of items and compare it to the average correct by the group. So in this case you have 3. To get an 80% or to get an A, the class average has to be a 2.4. This class average that you can see is a 1.7. So that is actually greater than 50%, but it doesn't get the goal of an 80. So all of these 3s need to be 2.4s to get an A. In this case, they all happen to be greater than 50%. Item 6, there are only 2 questions. So you only need to get a 1.6 class average to be at 80%. In this case, this is at 80%, so this one actually gets an A. And again, we're looking for a 2.4. This one gets a plus. And what you want to do with this process, if you look at number 8, here's 8 questions. The class average is 3.9. This one actually yields a minus sign because it's less than 50% of the class average. Now you want to actually take a look horizontally at what each student is doing. And so I want to actually use the same code. So in 3 questions, student number 1 actually got all of them right, so that one warrants a star. So usually when I do this, I pick one tool at a time. 2 out of 3 is going to be a plus, so I'll do all the 2s. And then I'll do all the minuses. It just makes it easier than jumping around from symbol to symbol. So if I go through here and I flag the minuses first, we can go get the stars, and then we go get the pluses. Again, we're going to flag the minuses first, get the pluses, and then go ahead and celebrate our stars. And the next thing I do is I take an orange highlighter, and what I'm looking for are any students that received less than 50% or 50%. So all those check marks and all of those minus signs, I want to highlight those so they jump out at me. I also want to highlight any task descriptions that received a minus. So in this case, demonstrating proper use of cable, 3.9 out of 8.
NOCTI, providing the resources to help you succeed.